Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is my beginner C++ tutorial. So let's go ahead and get rolling. What you see right now on your screens is the beginning program, and what I would like you to do, assuming you already have a compiler installed and everything, is to copy this down the way you see it on my screen right now. You can pause the video if you like and go ahead and copy this down. The hashtag include IOStream, using namespace std, and then int main. Like this is the, and don't forget these curly braces here. I'm going to explain to you later what all this stuff means, so that every single line is explained. But for right now, just assume this is like a magic code that starts our program up. Okay, so go ahead and copy this stuff down, and we're gonna proceed from here. So the program will actually go right here between this curly brace and this curly brace, and what we typically do is we push tab once to indent where we're gonna write, and my program indents 4 spaces, and this is where our code is going to go. Okay, now one of the first things that people normally learn when starting to write a program is how to make it print out words and numbers on our display screen. Okay, that's what that's kind of the very basic. Okay, the way we do it in C++ is after you have this stuff laid out, what you do is you write this word cout. Okay, so C-O-U-T, right, like that. Okay, and then you place these less than signs, 2 of them, so like that. 2 less than signs, 1 right after each other. By the way, before I proceed, let me just tell you something. Programming is very precise kind of thing. What I mean by that is that if you see when you see me write this code, okay, you see that it's a certain way. Okay, like there's no space here, there's space here. This is enclosed in these angle brackets. Okay. Right now, what I want you to do is to copy this stuff exactly. Okay, so if you see me skip a line right here, skip a line. If you see me skip a line right here, skip a line. Okay, then you see me indent. Okay, the reason why I'm telling you to do this is just to avoid errors and confusion to begin with. Later on, you can start to improvise with the way you format your code, but right now it would probably be good if you just stick with this formatting. A lot of times it's easy to make an error, like for instance, if I were to place a space right here between these 2 guys, that would be an error. Okay, so we don't want to do that. So go ahead and follow me exactly for right now, and then I will explain to you all what this stuff means. Okay, so we write this word cout. Okay, this is translated as C, like cout, meaning C as in C language, C++ language, and out meaning output. Okay, so we're about to write stuff to the screen. All right, tell it to write the stuff to the screen, and then we use this guy, which is called the insertion operator. Okay, so basically whatever we write right here will be inserted to the left. You see how the arrows are kind of pointing to the left towards the cout, and cout is basically like our screen. Okay, so we're telling it to take whatever we write and put it out to the screen. Okay, now if you gotta print out text, what you have to do is you have to enclose it in these double quotes. Okay, not single quotes, double quotes. It's important. Okay, so whatever goes inside the double quotes will be printed out. So like I'll say hello Mike. Okay, that's my name, Mike. All right, so I'm telling it to print this out exactly. Now you see how when I put my quotation marks, everything inside of them got highlighted in blue. Okay, what that means is that the computer is not going to try to interpret this as code. It's going to know that when you put these quotation marks around it, it means you're like saying, this is exactly what I want you to write. I don't want you to think about it. I just want you to write it out to the screen. I don't care whether there's some special characters in here that might mean something in C++. I just want you to take this line the way you see it and print it out to the screen as it is. Okay, that's what those double quotes mean. Okay, and then at the end of this line, we're going to place a semicolon, which in C++ is like a period. Okay, you place a semicolon after every statement, it's called, after every command. This is a command. This right here is a single command. This is me saying, I want you to print hello Mike out to the screen. Okay, and that's all I'm saying in here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press F9. I'm going to run my program, and then we see this window right here, and you see it says hello Mike, which is what I told it to do. And then here it just shows you some information about the program. Now this right here, this process return 0 execution time, so this stuff is not actually part of my program. This is just something that my compiler does to tell me that the process returned 0, which basically is another way of saying everything was normal and without error. And then this, how long it took to run, which is like 0.09 of a second, so very short time. And then if I press a key to continue, it just gets rid of this window, and I'm back in my code view. Okay, so you can print out many different things with this cout. Now, while we're here, let me just go ahead and tell you, the program typically gets run from the top, like whenever you see this opening brace and then you see this closing brace, whatever's inside these two braces is going to get run exactly in the order that it's written. Okay, so like for example, if I were to say write the word hello, or write the word hello like this, okay, and then on the other line I will say write the word Mike, okay, and I put a space in here just so they're separated by a space. Okay, now if I print this out, let me go ahead and run this. It takes it a little bit of time to actually compile. There you go. Okay, so it's going to print out hello Mike, even though I used two commands. You see that? Hello and Mike separately. Now, if I were to swap them around and I put this one above that one, like so, then it'll actually print out, you know, Mike hello, like that. Okay, so it's compiling again, and there we go. All right, so it prints out Mike hello. So there is a difference in which order you put them in. It does make a difference. Programs get run from top to bottom. Okay, so now that you know how to print stuff, one more important thing that I want to say is that whenever you print stuff, it gets printed out exactly as I said before. It gets printed out exactly the way it says it here. So like for instance, if I were to just put this like that, hello and Mike, this is basically giving a computer two commands. One is to print hello, and then what it'll do is it'll print hello and it'll stop right after hello, right at that O, okay? And then the next word that gets printed out is going to start printing right at the O. So if I were to run it the way it is right now, what will happen is it will actually write hello Mike like this without a space in between, you see? So if you want this to look pretty, you know, if you want this hello Mike to be separated by a space, then you better include a space either after this O or before this M. Okay, somewhere you gotta have a space. Or alternatively, you can do it like I did before and write hello Mike all in one line with a space in between. Okay, so now I've split this up into two separate commands, but as I showed you before, I didn't have to. So I could just go hello, you know, comma, whoa, sorry about that, hello, comma, Mike, and that could be my statement. Okay, so what other kind of stuff can we print out? Well, we can print out anything we want. We can literally print out, we can put any string in here that we want, and we can keep printing and printing and printing and just adding more to this cout. Now, two things. First of all, this character can be repeated, so you could actually write more stuff into that same kind of line. Let me show you what I mean. Hello again. All right. So I'm gonna write that, and I'm gonna run this program and see what happens. Okay, as you can see, it wrote hello Mike and then hello again. What happened is, and you see this is all still one command only. It's one command only. So these things, they kind of work like a train of things coming in to cout. So like this is our screen, and this is what we want to print first, and this is what we want to print second, and they kind of follow each other along this path where the arrows are pointing. See, they're pointing towards the C out, so this will go in there first, and this will go in there second, and whatever order it goes in there, it will get printed. Okay, so you can keep adding them on. You keep adding other stuff that you want printed into the same cout command, so you don't actually have to split them up into individual cout commands, right, to get stuff printed out. Now, if you wanted to print out some numbers, okay, them you could print out without enclosing in the double double quotation marks. You can just print them, like literally. I could print out 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and you see it highlighted in pink, which just shows me that this is a string. Sorry about that, a number literal. Okay, and the number literals, they can be printed directly. So you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, and once again, I'm gonna run this. And wait, and there it is. Okay, so it'll just print out 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and of course I can add more stuff in here. I can intermingle them. I can print out a string, then print out a number, then print out a string. For example, I could say I am, and then put a space there. You see I put a space between the M and the quotation mark. And then I add another insertion operator here, and I add, for example, 31, and then I add another insertion operator, and I put another quotation mark and put a space, and then I say years old. Okay, 31 years old. Right. So as you can see, basically what's happening here is I'm telling it to print I am and then a space. A space is important. It's still part of a string. Okay, it's not going to guess a space if you don't put a space. And then I put 31, which doesn't have to be in quotation marks, and then I put years old with a space in front once again, because if I didn't put the space, it'll start printing right after the 31. Okay, so this is important to understand, that if you want to format something a certain way, you have to put these spaces and stuff if you want it to look, you know, decent. And I forgot this other quotation mark. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and run this, and I get this nice message. Okay, I am 31 years old. Okay, so that's how we print stuff out to the screen using cout. Okay, that's one of the basics that everybody teaches, so that's what we're starting with as well. And I'll stop here, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.